Hi there, JV. It's Coach Steve. I'm put together a little bit of video for you. What I've done is taken the video that we captured of our matches and the stats that I'm taking with my iPad and put them together in a way that you can look at individual points. It's not perfect. You might have to move the video back and forth a little bit to see exactly what each play that we're looking at. But let me show you how it works. I'm going to send you in the chat a URL. It's pretty long, so you'll need to copy and paste it. But if you copy and paste it, it'll give you access to a system that'll allow you to look at some kind of like a highlight reel of you and others. But focus on your own, and I'll show you how that's going to work. So let's see. We're going to do this. All right. So what'll happen is that you'll get, when you put the URL up here, and again, it's a long one, it's going to take you to this thing called Solostats. That's the program that I use to take stats. And you're going to see a video up here, which you can ignore. It's just there. You can play it if you want, but it's not there for you to probably give you a little bit of instruction. But what we're going to really focus on is we're going to focus on this stuff in the bottom here. So as an example, we're looking at here, you'll see some teams we've had. And what you want to do is click on, hang on here. Let me show you how to do that. I got a little screen problem here. You're going to click here, and you're going to see Marcos Deniza B, that's boys, 2022 JV, and there's no content in here for that. And then there's the varsity, there's no content in there. But if you click Marcos Deniza JV 2022, there's our matches and games. And then if you click on filter, you can look at all the stuff we've done. In fact, let me stretch this out a little bit so you can see it a little better. So you can focus on all the players, all the rotations, what we call in-rally measures. Those are things like digs or serve receives or serve ratings. Earned points, that's when we score a point doing something good or something bad for the other team. There's also errors, where we make errors and faults when we do things like net violations or foot faults or things like that. So you can choose any one of them. So if I'll show you an example. Let's say we want to look at Lakira's. We can click on that. Now, if I click all the rotations off and I click over here on results, it's going to say, well, wait a minute, I need at least one rotation to see results. Well, just use all the rotations. And now you can look at all of the different plays where Lakira has had an action, and what you do is click on results, and you'll get all these actions. And I'm going to stop them, but you can go ahead and click on those and it'll play them. Now, I will tell you, they're not in game order. You can sort them a little bit, but you can't sort them exactly the way I'd like to. But let's say you just wanted to look at Mesquite versus Seton. You could click on opponent here, and if you did, then it would say, here's all the Mesquite plays that you were involved in. Here's all the Seton plays that you were involved in. And you could watch the video for each one of those. This will show you what game it was, what the score was at the time. And again, it's not perfect because I'm not perfect. I actually spent a bunch of today cleaning it up quite a bit because of errors I made in entering things. And so that does happen. It's a lot to ask a coach to both coach and keep score and all of this other stuff. And we may get the boys to help us collect some of this as we go further in the season. But I thought this would be helpful. Try not to focus too much on the errors. You might want to look at a few of them, maybe your serve errors or receive errors, to look at some things, but don't get too hung up on that. You may want to look at faults, although let's say you wanted to look at what was going on nets. You could click here. You could say, I just want to look at nets. Well, if I do that and I then go to results, see there were 2 net violations, and you can actually see them briefly. If you click on the next one, it'll show you the next one. And just a little touch there, really not much, and that got cleaned up at our next one. So Those are the kinds of things you can do with this. You can do it for any of these you want to look at, you want to focus on. Some of you don't have a whole lot of activity. Some of that's because of not playing a ton, but a lot of it's because you're not involved in the play because you're still learning how to move into position to make a dig or to be ready to hit or to get a serve receive or help out or set a ball even when the setter's out. So those are the things that you can start to look at and say, okay, could I have been in a better position to make a play and help defend or to help block or those kinds of things. So I'll leave it at that. Take a look. The URL will be in the chat as well as this this URL and also a link to this explanation. So hope it helps, and we can talk about it on Monday.